So the LHL program offers a multidisciplinary approach to HIV/AIDS care. So the program consists of 3 providers, a program director, program coordinator, 2 case managers, a behavioral therapist, medication adherence, and outreach. That's all under one roof here. So I think no one can better articulate the true meaning of the LHL experience than the patients themselves. So without further ado, I'd like to invite up Alvin Silva to share with us.
Everybody. Hello, family. I'm a little nervous here. I just want to share an experience. A while back, I was walking around with this disease. I didn't know that you can live with it and still have a life. I gave up on life. I didn't care about myself. I didn't care about nobody in my family, nobody. I felt that the only way to get back at people was, let me pass it on to other people. And that was the wrong thing to do. I started selling my body, doing all type of stuff for drugs and everything else. Didn't care about nothing because I figured, hey, I'm gonna die anyways. One day I came here and Mama called her. She was about to go home. That day I felt so desperately in need to get love and hugs and stuff like that. I didn't know where else to go. I was in Humboldt Park. And I walked through this door and she was there.
Oh, come on.
I'm not crying because I'm sad. I'm crying because I'm grateful to God that I have people like in the Erie Family Center that was able to tell me that I got hope, that I can be loved, I can be touched. Because my family don't understand that you could still hug a person and not contract it. No way, they didn't. I mean, I came in here looking filthy. I'm talking about skinny, hungry, dirty. I mean, you could just, yes, I am HIV, and then I know that I can live with it, and I can have a relationship today with it. I can still get love. I can still be a productive member in society, that I don't have to worry about what other people think about me anymore. I mean, and I learned this from here, just coming here from my doctor, from moms, like these people. I mean, David, where's David at?
I've been here for 14 years. I've been a patient here for 14 years. I am HIV positive. Not ashamed to say it, not ashamed to talk to anyone about it, not ashamed to let anyone know that there is help out there for you. This is where I started my taking care of my health the way it should be taken care of. I mean, I've taken care of it, but at one time, I've been HIV for 26 years, 25, 26. Like I was telling Dr. O'Mara this morning, I was at 7-Eleven this morning. And I walked in and I saw a few ladies standing looking at, and I said, did you know today was HIV World's Day? You should go get tested. I know I always say I'm leaving this world at 103 and I'll be back next year. We'll let you people know.
But the power that these folks have had, and these are just 2 examples, of going farther than just themselves in such a short time is incredibly powerful. And I'm very touched that it's this organization and this group that has caused that. And today is our 20th anniversary of the program. It started in 1988. It's also the 20th anniversary of World AIDS Day. And as we look back at 20 years, it's been an incredible difference. And last year in this forum, I talked about some of the good news that is with the world of HIV, especially with the United States and how many medications we have. And as you all know, the picture is not all good news by any stretch of the means. So I want to talk a little bit about some of the other problems that the world is facing and then bring it back to this program and why I still have optimism despite the sad trees. In Zimbabwe, there's minimal HIV testing. There's only 30% of the people who are HIV positive who can get medications, so it's not financially worth it to do testing. So people are guessing who has HIV, who isn't, who doesn't, and it's only a lucky few who can have the medications. In Botswana, the blood bank is contaminated, so when someone goes to the hospital with malaria and has a severe anemia, and they could possibly die that day, or they could get blood transfused and live a few years with HIV, the choice is obvious for the doctors, and they don't give them. In China, blood donations have been a source of the economy. There was a woman in Henan province who said, I've been using donations of blood bank to pay my local taxes, to pay for school for the children. And there's been a level of denial of the government for many years, and so the testing as of even last year was inadequate for HIV and blood donations. So the blood donations that are being received in China, even today, are not screened well for HIV. In South Africa, now South Africa has the notorious distinction of being number one in the world of having HIV patients, the most. This is a relatively new phenomenon in India. India's number 3 for HIV, but we don't hear about it much because there's so many people in India. The prevalence rate is extremely low, but it's being perpetuated, and condom use is just getting going and getting this. In Russia, 85% of the HIV problem is in IV drug users, as opposed to Africa, where it's mostly heterosexual. And in the US, although we have these wonderful medications, the prevalence of HIV has never decreased. So we've done a great job as a group of getting treatment for HIV, but we have not done a great job of preventing the spread of HIV. So how does this apply to our program? On a smaller scale, in our program of our 150 patients, we also have a diverse group. We have patients who cannot read or write in any language, as well as very highly educated patients. We have patients who've never been outside of Chicago, in addition to patients who just recently arrived here. And we have patients who are impoverished and ones who are middle class. We have patients who use drugs daily and patients who've never had a sip of alcohol. And we've had patients who've had the disease since the 80s and patients who were just infected this year, as well as patients who've had multiple sexual partners who've only had one sexual partner and cannot believe that they have HIV. 20 years ago, no one could have predicted that patients would be doing as well as they're doing now and facing the chronic care kinds of problems instead of the acute disease kind of problems. So it's a diverse problem, but with this approach of treating people with respect and treating people where they are to grow and to do things in a way that is not possible with just one person, all of these problems with HIV, I think, can be addressed. And in our 30th year anniversary, 40th year anniversary, I think we'll have a different tone. So thank you so much for coming.